1 minute warning!
To the goofball army out there, hi the families, tell them to get to the next room, tell them to go to your neighbors, because we got goofball news to go over, and it might get crazy.
Typically does, guys. If it's your first episode ever, you got like 30 seconds before we start, so not enough time to go to the bathroom, but go get a drink, because trust me, you're probably going to need it there. In the meantime, the rest, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. That way you know about future episodes as well, guys. Buckle your seatbelts if you haven't already. Make sure your tray is in the upright position here, guys, because we are just about ready to get going. And like, oof.
Guys, if you want a crazy ride going forward, a bunch of nonsense, but all nothing but the truth about the Giants, listen in, buckle in, tell a friend.
Let's go.
And now, here are your goofball hosts, Drew and Rob.
Welcome, fellow goofballs, to Two Giant Goofballs and Your Giants podcast. I am Drew, soon to be here, joined by Rob, who's currently sitting in traffic as he's trying to get home, as apparently it's raining up in Jersey so bad that, or I guess has rained so bad in Jersey, that seaside area there is having some flooding issues. So he's trying to figure out his way home. So in the meantime, y'all get me instead. So he'll be on shortly. I actually purposely waited a couple minutes to see if he'd pop on, because he said he was hoping to be on at the start, but obviously not quite yet there. But we got a lot of news still to go over with you guys. So we got to go over, of course, news on the injury report, as it's Thursday. So we go over our injury report since our last episode here before the game on Sunday. We got to talk about a Giant that has supposedly, potentially requesting a trade as well. We got a Giants rookie making history, doing something for the first time in more than 10 years. And of course, we got to go over our picks because it's Thursday. It's that time. So let's get right into it, guys, with all the news going on here with the New York Giants. All right. So starting us off here, of course, we got to go right into that injury report here. And it's a lively one. The Giants and the 49ers are both falling apart, but who's hurting worse? From Giants secondary issues to half of the San Francisco 49ers defense on IR. We're going to break down all the major names, what it means for this Sunday here. Plus, a player stopped wearing their brace, but was it because of injury updates or not? So let's get right into it here. So listen, we got a few guys that we knew were going to be probably out. Let's be honest. And then that's going to be the scenario here. We got in the secondary, like I said, it's banged up like you wouldn't believe here for the Giants. So Paulson Adebo did not practice the first 2 days here, Wednesday, Thursday. So knee injury. I'm expecting him out based on everything I'm seeing here from the reporters locally that are, covering the Giants. Daniel Bellinger has his neck injury, also has not practiced the last 2 days. Not a good sign for him. The one, trying to give you guys some positivity in that. The one thing I'm hopeful on is if Bellinger doesn't play, that maybe that means we finally get to see Thomas Fidone a little bit there. Just give a young kid a chance there, see what you got there. Did not practice the last 2 days, also with a pec injury, Jermaine Eluemunor. Now, remember, he left very briefly last week there, and Marcus Bowe went in his spot. So if he can't go, Marcus Bowe will be there. I hate to say it, but if he's going to miss a week, miss this week. Because the 49ers have a horrendous pass rush, point blank. Like, their pass rush is one of the worst in the entire league. So give Marcus Bowe a little bit of time to play. See what, give him a little more practice and let Eluemunor get healthy, down the road. We need him even more at that point than we would need him this week here. Cor'Dale Flott, he got the concussion, getting punched last week there with friendly fire. Did not practice the first 2 days. I'm expecting him also not to be there. Chauncey Golston, neck injury, still did not practice the last 2 days. Again, I don't expect him either because we haven't seen him in a while. It's like we've forgotten who Chauncey Golston is even at this point. Art Green, hamstring issue, again, did not practice the first 2 days. I'm not expecting him either, just based on that. So again, Art Green, Cor'Dale Flott, Paulson Adebo, all probably out, which means you're going to get a heavy, heavy dose of Deonte Banks. Now, Jalin Hyatt did not practice on Wednesday for a tooth issue. Hearing it's a wisdom tooth issue we had there, which I get it. Wisdom teeth can be definitely painful, but it seems a little odd not to practice because of a tooth injury. Was a full participant today. Probably think that's probably the first time in my life I ever said tooth injury. Greg Van Roten was on the report only because he was a healthy rest on Wednesday, full participant today on Thursday. Bo Collins with the quad injury, limited participant both Wednesday and Thursday. Javon Holland with his knee injury, missed last week, obviously. He's got limited participant marking for both yesterday and today. Everything I'm seeing is he should be good to go. He was actually heard him moving around pretty good actually today. So that's a good sign for him. And let's be honest, all the corners being out, we need him. Plus, the 49ers do like to use their tight ends, and that's what we got him for, to be that guy to cover. So Chris Manhertz with illness, limited participant here yesterday and today. Rico Payton, the corner that you probably forgot we even got, because literally we got him and he got hurt almost immediately at that point. He is back here on the injury report because they're trying to get him off the IR. He's in that injury window there to get him off there. Listen, we need all the corners we can get. I'm not sure what to exactly expect out of this kid at this point there. He's been, a guy hasn't got a lot of experience. It's not like I should have high hopes for him, but let's be honest. Considering Corey Black was in at the end of the game last week, I think we could definitely use a little Rico there. Tyler Newman was not even listed on Wednesday, but today, we got the foot injury he's got there, listed as a full participant there. So I don't expect to see any issues with him playing still. So at least the secondary back up to full strength in the back end on the safety position. But that corner position, woo! Let's be honest, guys, that was not a strong suit of ours to begin with. Losing both starters in Paulson Adebo, Cor'Dale Flott, losing the guy that would be starting in that scenario normally, Art Green. Yeah, not good. Not good. So you really might have a situation where Rico Payton is hoping to play just to stop Corey Black having to be used. Like that's where it's at. That's not good. And if one more gets injured, guess who's coming back? He did not look good last week, guys. So, and again, you're gonna have, Deonte Banks as your number one corner. So not great news whenever that's the scenario. Now the Niners got plenty of issues as well at their wide receiver positions, so that does help us a little bit as well. But remember, AJ Brown was out last week, and that didn't exactly, make it exactly a great game for us. A bit of news on injury-wise, I guess you want to call it this. We're going to talk about it now. Dexter Lawrence was seen not wearing his elbow brace for the very first time since he came back from his injury last year. Now, what's interesting about this is obviously this week we had the issue with Carl Banks and him. Carl Banks talking trash about him on the podcast and him going back at him with the media. You got to wonder, is the elbow brace off because of the fact that it feels better and he's been told to take it off? Or is some of this because of the talk that Carl Banks had? I don't know. Like I don't want to suggest either way, but it's definitely going to pop into my brain when that kind of timeline happens. That's for sure. People have been saying, is he fully healthy? Is the elbow brace, preventing him from being him even at that point? I mean, it was a little bulky, it was a little crazy. So, we'll find out, I guess, on Sunday if he plays with it or without it. If he doesn't play with it and plays a lot better, you're definitely going to think that's definitely the case, Now, on the Niners side, this is where what Jay said a minute ago is going to be probably easier, to do. He says, let's just name the healthy guys would make it faster. That very well may be the case here on the Niners side. Guard Ben Barch, ankle injury, limited participant on Wednesday. Now, I should clarify before I get going. They did not list anything yet for Thursday as of an hour ago. So, unfortunately, for whatever reason, they've been kind of leaving that there. I will double check it here for you guys. Yeah, they still, even right now, haven't released anything yet for Thursday. So, unfortunately, all we have to go based on is Wednesday. Jake Brendel, center, hamstring, did not practice. Spencer Buford, the tackle, knee injury, full participant. Defensive tackle Alfred Collins, shoulder, did not practice. Kayla Davis, hand issue with the defensive tackle there, full participant. Jordan Elliott, ankle, limited participant, another defensive tackle. Yadar Gross Matos, remember the old Panther? Be kind of actually interesting to see, if he plays, to see, how him and Burns interact, pregame, postgame there. Those two were playing together for a few years. Knee and hamstring issue, did not practice. Bryce Huff, hamstring, did not practice. Now, that's the one, Giant fans, we got to watch on the biggest, because if Bryce Huff isn't playing, Bryce Huff is literally the only guy not on the, injury reserve, the injury reserve there, that has more than one sack. He's got 4. Nobody else has more than a sack. So that's going to be huge for this offensive line, especially if Jermaine Eluemunor is not in. Jawan Jennings, the wide receiver, ankle, rib, and shoulder all listed, but a full participant. Mac Jones with the knee injury. Now, what's interesting is they list him as knee/knee. And you keep on hearing about, weird things every so often on those injury reports, but that to me is a little weird. Knee. So I'm guessing both knees. Full participant. George Kittle, the oblique, full participant. Again, he came back from being injured last week. So, you got to expect him to be, back to playing here on a regular basis here at this point. Christian McCaffrey, they gave him a rest day on Wednesday. He's on the report, but again, just for rest purposes. Sam, okay now. I'm probably going to mispronounce that guy's name, to be very frank with you guys. Ankle, did not practice. Ricky Purcell, we talked about him there. Always injured. Great hands guy, came out of Florida, the wide receiver. Knee injury, did not practice. Now, again, with all the issues we're having, if he doesn't play, that's huge, because that means focus on Kendrick Bourne and don't even worry about the rest of the wide receivers, basically, until they tell you otherwise. Like, that's legitimately where you're at. Brock Purdy with the toe injury, limited participant. Again, 50-50 on who we're going to see at quarterback on Sunday. Could be Brock Purdy, could be Mac Jones. We don't know. To be very frank, based on how Mac Jones has played, I'm not sure either one is better or worse at this point. Mac Jones is kind of, beating people out from what they expected of him. Corner Upton Scout, shoulder injury, limited participant. Trent Williams got a rest day. He's on the report, but again, that's why. D. Winters, knee injury, did not practice. Now, he's another big one. He's listed as questionable. Keep in mind, they've had a lot of injuries on defense. He's, the only guy they have that's got a lot of, experience at linebacker at this point that's still healthy. He didn't practice, guys. You don't typically go from did not practice on Wednesday with a knee issue to practice all of a sudden playing on Sunday. So I got to think that he's probably also not going to be out there. But again, we'll have to wait as things progress. Because of the 49ers not giving us much and not giving anything on Thursday at 9:17 at night, not giving anything on the Thursday. I don't know why. We'll probably give you guys an update at some point during this week if we get the chance to. I'm going to be a little busy this weekend cleaning up my garage, but I might try to sneak in and get you guys something on that so you have a better idea of what's going on. But, again, knee issues, all kinds of issues everywhere at this point. You got our corners. That's the major issue. Major issue when you got 3 of them. That's massive. Plus having both starting safeties on the injury report, even though we expect both to play. Like, that's insanity. And then, like I said, you just look at the whole up and down the whole roster there for the 49ers, and it's all injuries. That's not even talking about the guys who are out. Kurtis Rourke is out. Brandon Aiyuk, the wide receiver, also out. On the IR right now, Jacob Cowing and Trent Taylor. You got Spencer Burford. Again, he's on the IR. He's on the injury report. So they're trying to get him off there, but we don't know what's going to happen. Ben Barch as well. Again, mentioned him in the injury report. Also on the IR currently. They're trying to get these 2 guys off. Nick Bosa's on the IR. Taron Jackson's on the IR. Fred Warner, the great linebacker, on IR. Corner Jacob Robinson on IR. Like, it's insanity how many injuries they got there. And again, I don't hear a lot of it, but I'm going to say it this way, point blank. If they continue winning with the injuries they have, listen, we got a long way to go. We're only halfway through the season, basically. Believe it or not, it's crazy. It's halfway through. I feel we just started. If they continue this way, then I'm sorry, Shanahan deserves some sort of mention for Coach of the Year. Like, this is amazing with all the injuries he has that this team is doing as well as they are. Imagine if they were healthy. You're talking massive names that are out right now. Imagine with Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Brandon Aiyuk. Like, imagine these guys being in there. Oh yeah, your starting quarterback's been out for a long time. That's usually a couple wins right there, those guys. Like, it's absolutely amazing what he's doing. Like, I can't give enough credit. And it just pisses me off as a Giants fan because seeing the crap job that we've done, with our coaching staff at that point, our defensive coordinator costing us 2 games. That's insanity. So, like I said, I'll appreciate it, but I'll also acknowledge that I am definitely jealous of their coaching staff. As Jay says, what will be the records be if we traded coaching staffs with the 49ers, Drew? Probably exactly that. Swap it. We'd probably be 5-3. They'd probably be 2-6. Probably. I mean, literally the difference is the coaching staff. I mean, if you look, honestly, what's on there, you could make the case the Giants have more talent based on what's healthy. I'm not saying overall. Niners have a better roster, but based on what's healthy right now for the 49ers versus what the Giants have, you could easily make the case the Giants have a better team. That's the crazy part. But I guarantee you most people will say the Giants will not win. We'll get into our picks later on, but spoiler alert, I wouldn't pick us to win. It's the coaching staff. So, like I said, kudos to Shanahan and his staff, especially Robert Saleh. Coming back and missing so much. I mean, you're missing your star linebacker, your star pass rusher. You got people everywhere injured. It's just insanity what he's dealing with. So I said I can't give enough credit here. All right, let's move on to people that don't want to be a Giant anymore. Apparently, because rumors are exploding as ESPN reports Jalin Hyatt wants a fresh start. But is this frustration or just a young player caught up in the media spin cycle? We got the story here for you guys. So this all started because there was an ESPN article where they went through and asked a whole bunch of beat writers and NFL writers overall, what trades do you think might happen next week at the trade deadline? So ESPN's Jeremy Fowler did a little section on it, and he said, Jalin Hyatt would like a fresh start elsewhere, just as Neil does. Offensive lineman Josh Uzudu is on injury reserve with a designation to return, and teams are always looking for offensive line help. Well, he's definitely right about teams always want offensive line help. That's not wrong there. I just don't know if Josh Uzudu is going to be somebody's people that actually have interest in. I hate to say it, the Giants ruined this kid. I'm not going to say he was ever going to be a great player, but he might have been a decent guard. We played him in a position so we messed him up. Hyatt, again, maybe. Neil, I don't know why anybody would want him, but again, everybody always looks for offensive line help. Like I said, I would give any of those 3 guys away for anything. Now, Jalin Hyatt, though, was asked today on Thursday about that rumor, and he says, it's the NFL. Whatever happens, happens. Right now, I'm focused on what I can do here, focused on how I can continue to keep getting better and helping this team. I have a lot of faith and belief in this team. Right now, my main focus is being the best player I can be here. Not very convincing to me. And let's be very frank. Could any of you blame Jalin Hyatt for not wanting to be here anymore? Regardless of what you think of him as a player, because I'll tell you point blank, I don't think he's a good football player. I think he's a gadget guy that worked in college and doesn't work in the NFL. And I think he doesn't have the right attitude to learn to actually play in the NFL. But I can see where somebody would say, you know what? This kid's really, really fast. You can't teach it. This kid failed in New York, and a lot of people succeeded elsewhere that have left there. Like, look at Daniel Jones. That you see it all the time. I could see where a team might have some interest in him. I just don't know what the hell you're going to get for him. But at this point, cut your losses because you know you're not going to get anything on the field. Hell, we healthy scratched him last week. We literally said little Jordan Humphreys is better. Time to move on. And again, if you're him, if you're Jalin Hyatt, and you see your coaching, your coaching staff of your team saying, you know what, we know you're healthy and able to go, but we just don't want you. We're going to healthy scratch. Does that make you want to stay there? And that's not to say the Giants owe him anything. Let's be honest. They've given him plenty of time. But this is just a bad marriage at this point. It needs to go. It's going to go at the end of the year either way. But why not let the Giants get something for him? That's where I think it makes a whole lot of sense to get rid of him. Again, if somebody's actually willing to give you something for him. And that's the problem. It takes two to tango. And finding a dance partner with that might not be the easiest. But hopefully they try. We'll find out. Hopefully they try in Evan Neal. Hopefully they try in Josh Uzudu. Hopefully they try in all the guys that we don't want anymore. I would say Deontay Banks, but if not for the injuries, then yeah, I'd be there. But we need Banks right now, unfortunately. Scary as that sounds. So, all right. Let's talk about Jaxson Dart here. Jaxson Dart just made Giants history there. In fact, he's the last rookie to do what he just did was Odell Beckham Jr. back in 2014. That's a long time, guys, now, right? Like, it feels like forever since OBJ was a rookie here. But Jaxson Dart has officially been named Rookie of the Month for the month of October. And like I said, literally, it's been 2014. It was back-to-back months, actually, that OBJ won in November and December. And that's the last time. You're talking 11 years, guys. Woo. Now, in October, Dart led all rookies in total touchdowns, 10, passing touchdowns, 7, and tied for the lead with rushing touchdowns at 3. That's pretty damn good. So, yeah, I listen, we all know what's going on with Jaxson Dart. There's a change as a Giants fan because of Jaxson Dart. And it's a very, very positive change. Like, let's go back to a month ago. Giants are in the red zone. In your head, you're going, they're going to screw this up. How are they going to screw this up is the only thing you're kind of watching to see. Or, hey, this is going to be a field goal. We can't get touchdowns. Since Jaxson Dart's gotten in now you watch it going, okay, we're ready to go. Let's see if we can get this touchdown. There's a difference. There's an optimism when the Giants are now in the red zone. There's a difference. There's an optimism every time this kid takes off with the ball and runs around because the pocket's collapsing. Because he's running to buy time. He's not running because he's scared. So, listen, this is hopefully the first of many awards for Jaxson Dart. Hopefully that we really found a quarterback, a guy we can have for the next 10 years or so as a quarterback for this team. Those guys are few and far in between. But all the BS we put up as Giants fans, we're owed this, I feel like. Like legit, we're owed this. Because it's been a rough last couple of years, guys. You can say it's a rough 10 years. Even the end of Eli's time wasn't up to the best. But, I don't want to go overkill on Dart. But I don't know what the ceiling is, guys, at this point. He's already kind of surpassed what I expected him to do this year, just based on how he's playing. I didn't think he'd be as good at all. I admit, point blank, I was wrong. I will gladly eat that crow. And, it looks to me now like Old Miss was holding him back. So as Deb says, we can thank Dable for Dart. Yeah, well, listen, he gave us a parting gift, hopefully. That's how I'm looking at it. I don't think so. I think the Giants will hold on to him just because of how well Dart's playing. They don't want to rock that boat. But to me, I'm hoping that's what that is. It's a parting gift that he gave to the Giants on his way out the door because he still needs to go. But in the meantime, kudos to Jaxson Dart. Congrats to him. Obviously, been a rough week for him with his buddy Cam Scadaboo and his injury there as well. So, glad to get a little positivity for him. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and cut to pay the bills here real quick. Let's see if I can sneak out and find out real quick where Rob is at there so I can see if we can get him on for the picks here. But I have a way. There's always a way. So we'll see you guys in just a minute there.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
All righty, guys. Now, I just did get off the phone with Rob. I have good news for you guys. He figured out a way to get around all the water. He used his vacuum, sucked up all the water. He's good to go. He's now home. So we can go ahead and start going with picks there. He should be able to join us there quickly. So we're going to go around the league here, breaking down every matchup, key injury, and betting line heading in here into week 9. So let's get right into it with the first game, which is the game that really is going on right now as we speak here. Where did my stuff go here? Oh, there we go. Okay, sorry. I got lost my spot there where I was at in our pick sheet here. So first game, like I said, it's the one going live. So as usual, we're not going to go too much into it right now because it's going already. So if you're not watching live, it's going to be done by the time you know you're done here. But the Ravens and the Dolphins right now, 2-minute warning, and Ravens are up 14-6. Just to give you guys also the update. But Rob and I both picked the Ravens to win. We both picked the Dolphins to beat the spread, which we're basically down by half a point right now in that area. I got the over. He has the under, and it's 50.5, which obviously doesn't sound like they're going to hit the over, but we'll find out how this goes. We'll give you guys a final update on that before we head on out and let you know where we're at there. But again, you guys already know at that point. So let's get into the first game here as we have the Roberto himself.
I made it finally.
You made it. I
Ooh.
told them that your plan that you had for all of the water in the streets.
That's it. Listen, all you need is the wet vac.
Wet facts all around.
That's it.
All right. You got your sheet up yet, or are you still setting up?
I do. All right. First game we're going to talk about is the fun one, our game.
Ooh.
Niners going into MetLife playing the Giants. Yeah. We're the underdogs at home at 2.5 points, with that over-under sitting at 48.5 points. And my God.
Yeah.
My, oh, my. I think it's going to be a fun slinging game. There's a lot of injuries. The Niners probably going to win this. Yeah, I want to take the Niners in this game, but I'm going to take the over. And actually, do you want to take the Giants in the spread? So I'm going to switch that over on you.
I was going to say, I was wondering why you had the 49ers in the spread. If you're saying the Giants are going to win, the Giants are getting points.
Oh, no.
Hedging your bets.
Yeah. A little bit. They're so banged up. They're so banged up that I have to sit there and say that the Giants will keep this close, but I don't think they're going to win.
Oh, so you're switching up Giants to beat the spread, but not to win.
Oh, yeah, I did it the other way.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you on that. I think that I really do think that the 49ers are probably going to win this game. I think it'll probably be somewhat close. 2.5 points though is just too much of a close call for me to actually make a difference. So I'll say that the Giants will not cover the spread, but you're talking 2.5 points. Like we could lose by a field goal. So it's not like I'm like down on this team. I'll be very clear on that. And I'll tell you point blank, I would not put a damn cent on this game because there's so many injuries. You have no clue what the hell's going to happen. Absolutely no clue what's going to happen. So, but yeah, I got Niners, and I got the over. So we're close. You just got the
Yeah, I gotta switch them around.
yeah. Okay, so you got the Giants just to beat the spread. Basically, is the difference. The only thing I
Pretty,
don't have the confidence in.
I
Okay,
think it's gonna be a close game. Like, I do think the Giants do have a possibility to win this game, but I'm gonna put my money on it. I'm just gonna put the Niners to win the game outright.
there you go. So next up, we got the Chargers at the Titans in what is essentially a second bye week for the Chargers at this point, basically. So
Yeah.
it's just it is what it is, guys. I mean, listen, if they've had a little bit of a rough stretch, obviously, the Chargers, starting with the loss to us, but had a lot of injuries in the offensive line. Joel's back. They've gotten they won last week. If this is not a get right game, I don't know what is. Like, the Titans are that get right game. Like, why can't we play the Titans? I want to play the Titans and the
Yeah,
Browns.
right?
Those guys. I'm tired of
Remember
playing
the
good
Titans.
teams. I don't remember them because it's been a couple of years we played them.
Yeah,
I think week 1 of 2022 was the last time, probably.
sounds about right.
That was the overtime game and the Dable's first coaching game.
It was, and like Titans were a halfway decent team.
Yeah, I know. I miss those days. But yeah, Chargers to win 9.5 point spread, guys, is quite frankly disrespectful as hell, but for good reason. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sit there and say that the Chargers will cover that no problem. I got the under. It's 43.5, and I still got the under because this Chargers defense is good, and this Titans offense is just sad and pathetic.
Yeah, we're going for the trifecta in this one. And listen, I was looking at this early in the week, and it was at 10.5, and I was still taking the Chargers to cover that. And when I was looking at the picks earlier this week, there was 3 games that were over double digits, and this is one of them. And now there's only 2. Yeah. And typically, I don't go towards those high spreads, especially in the modern NFL, but the Titans have been playing that bad. Cam Ward hasn't figured it out. He's got a terrible offensive line. They fired the head coach. You thought I'd get a little juice last week out of that. It didn't happen. That defense is looking bad. You said it yourself. Alt came back. That offensive line's looking completely different from when we played them. Herbert, for 2 weeks in a row, has already thrown 3 touchdowns in each game. So, yeah, this is a get-right game. This is like a smash game for them. And it's going to be like playing Madden on rookie. It's going to be sad to Titans lose this game.
Yeah, it's just it's bad. It's going to be a bad one there. Next up,
we got the Vikings going into Detroit, and talk about a divisional rival. That's going to get a little saucy, if you will. Get the Lions 8.5 points at favorite at home, and over under in this game is at 48.5 points. And last I heard, I don't know who the starting quarterback is.
For who, the Vikings?
Yeah, it was
JJ McCarthy.
He was last I heard. He was the guy that's kind of going, but they were talking about possibly putting in their rookie guy they picked up.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's JJ, so
it's probably gonna be JJ. But like, they've been fair with him. He could have played the last 2 weeks, but they let Carson Wentz go out there with that bum shoulder and play. So I think there's a little turmoil over there, and they got some injuries on the defense, which has been good. But I think the Lions are definitely going to win this game, and I'm going to change my bet on this. I think the Lions are actually going to cover this because looking at some statistics, the Lions have won 5 straight at home with 14-point differentials. Like, it's absurd.
Yeah,
they're kicking ass at home. And Goff plays great on the road, but he's playing lights out at home. So I got to change that to the Vikings cover that, and I would ahead and say it's going to go in the over in this game, and it's mostly because of the Lions. I do think that JJ is going to get his little touch of the ball. They're all going to put some scores up. Doesn't matter who's that quarterback. JJ's just that kind of talent, but it's going to get a lot out of control.
Yeah, I mean, listen, especially if JJ can't go. Listen, I'm not a big fan of JJ. I've never really been, but the kid they have as his backup is Max Brosmer. He's so irrelevant. I'm not even sure if that's how you pronounce the name. Brosmer.
No, you're right.
Literally played last year at Minnesota, and before that was at New Hampshire. I didn't even know New Hampshire had a football team. Like, undrafted. Apparently they do. He was playing on it. Undrafted. So, yeah, I mean, craziness there. Absolute craziness. And listen, we talked about before about trades. Listen, if the Vikings want to trade for Russell Wilson, I'm down. I'm just saying.
Yeah. We're glad
We're not giving him famous Jameis there, but we'll give him Russell Wilson. But yeah. Lions. The only thing I'm going to say is I'm going to go with the under, not the over. And I think it's mostly my issue is that I don't know what to expect of this Vikings offense. And the Vikings do have a somewhat decent defense. So, yeah.
They were spectacular earlier.
Yeah. Lions, under. Next up, we got the Falcons at the Patriots. And no, I don't think it's going to be a huge lead at halftime for the Falcons, only for them to blow it in the last minute.
Yeah. When the last time they met.
That would never happen, right?
But no, never.
I mean, the Falcons, that team, I still don't know what the hell to think of them. You know, like, I don't know.
They're a tough team. Like, we looked at Penix being so great coming out of the draft last year. He's been like week to week. He didn't play last week in that terrible loss. He got smoked by Carolina, but then they had some good upsets on them, like speaking other good teams. Drake London's supposed to have his coming out party, but he's been sitting all right. They had Bijan last week that ran for 8 times against a bad pass rush defense.
Yeah, and we don't know if Penix is going to go or not. Patriots have been a hot team lately. You know, Mike Vrabel's got this team turned around. That's for damn sure. So,
oh yeah,
but it's 6.5 points. That's where I'm kind of like, I want to say the Patriots to win no matter what, but I want to say the Falcons to go ahead and cover. But my concern is that I would only say that if Michael Penix is healthy.
Yes.
So I'm going to go with the Patriots after all. I'm changed my answer. I actually had it written down even because I don't have faith in Michael Penix to be able to play. If he was playing, I'm there 100% with the spread, no problem. But yeah, I'm going to go Patriots. And I'm going to go the under because you saw how bad Kirk Cousins looked.
Oh, he was god awful. Listen, he was sitting on the sideline hoping maybe someone else picked me up. With that audition tape that he put out last week. My God, he's going nowhere by the unemployment line.
Yeah, they could have maybe moved him until he played.
Yeah, that was.
If anything, honestly, and I don't want to ever be the guy to tell people when they have to walk away. It's time, Kurt.
Yeah, sorry, dude.
Like it's great. Time.
You were a very serviceable quarterback in this league.
Yeah,
kudos to you for making it last. But
I mean, dude, it went from a 4th-round pick to a guy who made hundreds of millions of dollars playing football.
Yeah,
sign me up.
Gold chains driving on, on
you like that?
Yeah, you like that? Yeah, I'm 100% with you. Drake Mays just looked really good. He's been one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And like you talk about the AFC like quarterbacks, everyone talks about Josh Allen, you talk about Patrick Mahomes, you talk about Joe Burrow. Can't forget about Drake May after this year. Like he's looking like one of the best out of that class. Like he may be looking better this year. Is definitely looking better than
He's looking better than any of them out of that class this year, point blank.
Yeah.
You know,
so
that's crazy. Imagine if the Bears got the 3rd best quarterback in the draft.
Yeah. But yeah, so far this year, you want to know how well Drake May is playing? His completion percentage is at 75.2, which is first in the NFL. His passing yards so far is 2,026, 5th in the league. His yards per attempt is 9 yards per attempt, which is 2nd in the league as a passer.
Yeah.
And passing touchdowns is 15, which is tied for 6th. So this dude's playing some good ball.
He is.
New England's defense is playing good football. And it all depends on what Atlanta team shows up. Do they have a healthy Penix Jr.? Do they have a healthy Drake London? They weren't there last week. And that's We saw what was on the field. It was terrible.
Yeah.
There was terrible coaching. As Giants fans, we get it. Bijan should have ran 18 times instead of 8. They could have won that game. And that defense is the defense of the week. Which one shows up? Do they go to the Golden Corral, hang out with me? Because I see them there every other week.
Yep.
Or do they go to the football?
Having those burritos.
Yeah. Pot roast burritos, man. That's where it's at.
Pot roast burritos at the Golden Corral.
So, hands down, I'm going to pass the win, pass to cover this game. I'll probably even take the pass to cover this game without Penix because like they're so with Penix because they're so wishy-washy that I don't know what to expect.
Yeah,
and,
I feel like the last couple of games the offense was getting around a little bit before Penix got hurt.
It's so they start moving the ball. Like I think week 3, they
right after they fired Hilliard.
Yeah, so week 4, then Penix Jr. looked amazing. That was his best game of the year, and I think it was week 6.
I mean,
24, really game.
24 points against the Bills, 34 points against the Commanders, and 10 points only against the Bills. The 49ers.
The best one.
Yeah.
The Bills win. It was huge.
Yeah.
But also I think it says more about the Bills than it does about Atlanta at this point.
Yeah. They had a good game.
Up next, we want to talk about another good game that could be a blowout, but hopefully
the battle of ex-New York quarterbacks.
Yeah. You got the Colts, which DJ's still wearing blue, and the dark side, Aaron Rodgers,
dun, dun, dun,
black
dun,
and yellow.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun. The Colts are favored 3 going to Pittsburgh, which that's something that you don't hear much about. Like going to Steelers, Mike Tomlin as the head coach, being an underdog at home. Well, that's because as it sits right now, the Colts are the best team in the NFL. Which we talked about last podcast. We talked about last podcast.
Yep.
We don't have to go down that road.
I'm just saying. I'm going to say it every time that I disagree with you on that.
Yep. Listen,
they have beaten a very easy schedule.
If they just beat teams, they're blowing out every team they play. They have the highest scoring points of any offense right now, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. And they beat the Chargers, which is.
I need to see them against good competition first.
Listen, you're going to see it this week. I'm going to take the Colts to win. I'm going to take the Colts to cover this obviously because I think the Colts are going to smash again. And Aaron Rodgers, this is one of the games where he should be coming back, playing better because he's once again at home, coming off a tough loss where he should have probably beat Green Bay and had like these records where he's probably never going to have the opportunity to do that again.
Yeah,
and typically we play tough football, and I just don't have faith in this team. That defense. TJ Watt doesn't look like TJ Watt of the past. The offensive line's not holding up for Aaron. And there's a couple key injuries on that defense where they're not getting after the pass rusher. So allows DJ to sit up in that amazing offensive line they have over there and allows JT over there to run the ball like crazy. So I expect another field day for the Colts.
I think the big thing for me is just the competition. I mean, I'm with you on the outcome of this whole thing. I think the Colts are better. I think the Steelers are not that great, really. They're just like above average, but not a great team. And I think the Colts are a little better than they are at that point where I got them to win. I'll take them to cover. I'll give them the over. You and I are going to match 100% on that one there. I'm looking at the Colts schedule, though. You know what's crazy? So, again, they played the Dolphins already, the Titans already, the Raiders already, the Cardinals already. They played the Titans the second time. They have the Steelers, Falcons next week, which imagine if they don't have Penix still.
Yeah.
The Chiefs, finally a decent matchup. Texans, finally a decent matchup there because the Texans have been playing better the last couple weeks.
They played
Jaguars,
ball last week.
Seahawks, 49ers, Jaguars, Texans. Their real tests are coming up soon.
Yeah, especially
Texans, by the way, have the best defense in the league.
Yeah,
and they haven't played them yet, and they play them twice.
And it's also a divisional game, so
yep.
It should be interesting.
But weird divisional game, but new pieces obviously too. So there's a little less familiarity there, you know.
the only thing to say about that is coming in like new pieces that are kind of both sides, but not enough playing against time with. But there's a lot of time to get the footage on them to play them.
Oh yeah,
So like should be very interesting.
we can provide the Texans with plenty of footage on Daniel Jones. Don't you worry.
Yeah. Well, with the bad offensive line
and bad quarterback play. I'm sorry, it's not just him. Still,
yeah.
I said I'm curious who he does against the Texans. We'll find in a couple weeks though.
Yeah.
On to the next one. Speaking of the Texans got the Broncos coming into town here. And the Broncos are actually the underdog. Texans are favored to win by 1.5. 39.5 is the over-under, which is just crazy low. Now, Texans, best defense in the league. Broncos, one of the better defenses in the league. And yet, 39.5 points, I'm still going to say over. The offense for the Broncos has been playing better the last couple of weeks. I mean, again, we saw what they did to us in the fourth quarter. I know we want to take a lot of the blame and be pissed off at our defensive coordinator, but they still had to do things to get there, you know? And the Texans just a couple weeks ago, 44 points on the Ravens, 26 points on the 49ers, 26 points in the Titans. I mean, they've literally had a decent outcome 3 of the last 4 weeks. Seahawks stopped them for 19. That's the only bad one they had in that 4 stretch. Again, not the greatest defenses they're facing. I'll say that point blank.
Yeah, I was going to say, you want to talk about beat up defenses to play. That's what they should do.
I'm with you, but I'm just saying, to me, I'm going to take the over because you're only asking each team to get 20 points. That's not that crazy. You know, they've done that on a regular basis. So I'm going to go Broncos to win, though, even though they're underdogs. I think the Broncos are playing a little better on offense. And that's going to help out, take some of the pressure off the offense. Off the defense. It'd be a good test to see if they're actually playing better against this defense. You know, and listen, as a Giants fan, I'm kind of curious to watch this too as well. You know, one guy I haven't heard talked a lot about as a potential head coach candidate. If we move on from Dable, wink, wink, we should.
Week did.
Matt Burke, the defensive coordinator for the Texans. He's been there for the last couple of years. That's the number 1 defense in the league. Imagine what he can do with the toys we got in our garage. Just saying. But yeah,
nice.
I'm going to go Broncos over.
Yeah, I'm almost with you. Listen, this game was juiced towards the Broncos. They were the favorite by 1.5 points, but after that shown last week with the great defense and the offensive line for CJ Stroud showing up a little bit, doing enough of a job where he could sit there and ball out. He's only had 2 games where he really balled out and played well. And it was against a bad Ravens defense, and it was last week. Guy's going to have to play a lot better of a defense. Can his offensive line hold up against him? The Broncos are missing the bad sacker, so there's something to take note and go with the over. But I still took the under this game. This game is going to be a defensive fun game to watch. It's going to be back and forth. I think it's going to be a little brutal. It's going to be decided by a field goal in the end, and I think the Broncos in Mile High are going to take it. I think Houston's going to get a little gas in the fourth. The Broncos take it for the win.
There we go. Now, Dev also asked about Vance Joseph, who is the defensive coordinator for the Broncos as head coach. Listen, I think we should get a defensive coordinator to point blank because we have more talent on defense. But I can't sit there and say I know Vance Joseph. I know he was the Broncos head coach, ironically enough, a couple of years ago. And they brought him back just a few years later to be the defensive coordinator again. So they think highly of him, obviously. But I don't know if I would want him or not. I'd have to learn more on his defense, see how the scheme fits, that kind of stuff. It's just, like I said, I only mentioned, Matt Burke because I don't think anybody's ever really talked about him. Guy's not going to be talked about it yet, but we'll see what happens at the end of the year. So, all right, next game.
We shall see. All right, next game. We got the Bears going into Cincy playing the Bengals. And the Bears are favored on the road 2.5 points with that over-under sitting at 52.5 points. This is, I think, 3 games this week that have an over-under over 50.
Yeah.
And pretty nuts. And as much as these teams have been putting up points the past 2 weeks, or month at this point, or 3 weeks since Flacco went over there, I think this game's going to end in the under. I was back and forth on how I felt about this game. The Bears have been coming up averaging, I think, 26 points a game, 20 points a game in that ballpark. Been who they're playing. But the defense is what was winning them games. You had Cleve Williams looking like worse than DJ, put up 126 yards, couple touchdowns, winning games. Not to say he's going to go against a good defense this week. Not at all. But yeah, Joe Flacco there is some better talent than what the Bears defense have been playing. I'm going ahead and I think it's going to get a bounce back game. Not a get right, but a bounce back game for the Bengals, which is going to be enough to beat the Bears, which means they're going to hit that cover.
You know, I'm with you on all of where you're at there as far as that. I just don't trust the Bears still. I think honestly it's a mental thing. They got to win enough games for me to have some faith in them.
Yeah. That's how I feel about it.
And I don't like Caleb Williams. I just think he's as I said, I don't dislike the guy or I don't dislike him as a quarterback. I just think he's overrated as hell.
Well, listen here, buddy. You talk about the first 3 draft
I'm not your buddy.
I'm not your guy, buddy. It's amazing how that draft order flipped of the first 3 of the talent of QB play that's coming out.
I mean, depending on how Penix does and how Nix does, he might not even be the 3rd best. Jury's still out on a lot of these guys. Let's be honest, it's year 2. Like we're still finding out who people are, but you have faith in Daniels, you have faith in May now. You haven't gotten to that point with Caleb Williams, and he was supposed to take the NFL by storm and be this amazing player and blah 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 blah. I don't see
too worried about his nails.
Oh, yeah, well, they are pretty nails, but
yeah, I like what he does with the blue and orange.
But yeah, Bengals under. So next up, I almost want you to do this one, Rob. I almost do, but I'm gonna keep you out of trouble with this one here. You got the Panthers at the Packers.
Panthers.
Listen,
sorry, I don't know what happened.
Packers will win this game, guys. Let's be honest. They're the better team. They played a lot of teams close. Had some close calls. The Cardinals, for example, barely lost somehow to the Browns. They're still trying to figure that out weeks later, but Packers should win this, no problem, guys. The big thing for me is the 13.5 point spread for the Panthers. Like that's a little crazy to me. This is not your daddy's Panthers here. I'm not going to say they're great, but they're 4-4. They're an average team. Yep, you're already in trouble. There she is. So, I think that the Packers win it. And they win it pretty easily. Don't get me wrong. I think they'll win by like 10 points or so, or at least a touchdown. But 13.5 points is a ridiculous spread when you're facing a team that's at least okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think the Panthers are great, but they're at least an okay team. They're not a crap team. So, Packers, Panthers, and 44.5 is the spread. I'm going to go over on the spread. Barely, though. I think it'll be close.
Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything you said there. But where we're sitting here, who would you say is a better team right now? Is the Cardinals a better team, or are the Panthers a better team?
Panthers.
All right, so Green Bay beat the Panthers in the 4th quarter with like 3 minutes left by 3 points. They've been playing to the level of talent that they're playing against. They could be a very elite team. But they also tied with Dallas Cowboys. They just beat the Arizona Cardinals and they lost to the Browns. They should beat the Bengals. I'm sorry, they should beat that was also a close game as well. It was a little fun. But they should beat the Panthers by at least a score.
Yeah.
But by 2 touchdowns, it's just a little too much. And that's why I'm taking the Panthers in the cover here. But I think it should be a fun game for Love, and I think Kraft is going to have another awesome game.
Yeah, I mean,
that dude.
I think you just got to be careful, man. You're going to be back in that couch.
Sorry, I went to here's the couch. She's stuck on
All
it. All right.
right.
Up next, 4 o'clock games.
It's the
4 o'clock. You got the Saints going into the Rams. When the Saints come marching in, they're going to be down by 14 points. Yeah, they'll be down by 14 points in that game. That's a sad game for them. With the over-under at 43.5 points. Yeah, there's not much to say about this game. The Rams are a much better team. Top 5 in NFC, most likely you could argue within there. Their defense plays very good football. That offense, Matt Stafford, a veteran. You got Riddler, who might get benched this game. Who knows?
He already is benched.
See, perfect.
Tyler Shuck is playing his first NFL game as a 26-year-old rookie.
Look at that. Last I looked, it was questionable.
No, this is not a question. This is not an injury thing.
I'm saying no. I know. Last time I looked, he was questionable if he's going to start.
Tyler Shuck is official.
Yeah, so it makes me even solidify my answer even more. The Rams are going to win. The Rams are probably not going to cover because I don't think enough points are going to be put on the board. I actually take it back. The Rams are going to cover, especially with the rookie quarterback. Knowing that, Rams.
That's why I picked what I picked.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought it was really keep them a little close.
Yep, it's Shuck. And think about this: Jaxson Dart is 22 years old. Tyler Shuck, 26, same rookie class.
Gotta love that COVID bug.
Like, think about it. In 4 years, he's going to be Tyler Shuck's age. 2019, the season of 2019, he'll be Tyler Shuck's age.
Absolutely insanity.
Yeah. Anyway. But yeah.
Let's talk about another exciting game.
Rams under 100%. Easy enough. So, all right, on to the Jags at the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Yeah, like we barely really talk about this game. Let's be honest. The Raiders suck. The Jags are okay-ish. And they've been playing decent actually. The Jags. They're another team is they're on the process of trying to gain my confidence in them. I'm sure that's their goal. It's their locker room talk.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely is. So listen, Jags are only a 3-point favorite, which is insane to me, considering how bad the Raiders have played. So yeah, I have no problem picking them. Jags. And I'm going to say the over. I think the Jaguars should have put up a decent amount of points on this defense.
I was very high on the Jaguars in the first 5 weeks of football, even 6 weeks.
You're not the first person to be high in Jacksonville.
Definitely won't be the last person. There's probably a ton of people high in Jacksonville right now.
Yeah, there is. Let me assure you.
Yeah. Hey, you remember when they had those 8 chimpanzees swimming towards Jacksonville? It's like in the news, it's like the news 15 years ago. There's a small island close to Jacksonville. Apparently, there was 8 monkeys swimming towards Jacksonville. Oh, look it up, dude. It was like, I want to say it was like 2020 it happened. Anyway, side point, getting distracted by Jacksonville and his extracurricular activities. But I agree with you. Jacksonville's going to win this game. They should sit there and outright spank the Raiders with Sneaky Pete. But I do think it's going to be in the under here because it's just, I don't trust that offense right now to be as spectacular as they were when they beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And I had no faith in the Raiders to do pretty much anything right now. They're top of the bottom teams of 3. Give or take, you give them top at the bottom 5. But let's talk about some fun games.
Well, I'm actually looking real quick for you. Everything is saying that I'm not seeing an article on it. First off, they're herpes carrying. That's what it is. Herpes.
Oh, sorry, herpes.
They had herpes. And the other thing that popped up is apparently 2 days ago, aggressive monkeys infected with COVID and STDs broke loose from a tractor trailer and running around. Like, what the hell?
In Tennessee, right? So maybe the
COVID,
Titans got a little bit of juice.
hepatitis C and herpes, and are aggressive to humans.
I heard about that article, which made me think
Mississippi.
about that.
Poor Mississippi hasn't been through enough.
Yeah, like its name.
You know what's crazy? We're gonna get sidetracked for a second, guys. Fair warning. I read an article yesterday, and this is one of those ones you got to read the whole article on. A woman is suing SeaWorld because she was on a roller coaster and got hit in the head by a duck. A duck.
It's like Fabio.
Now, I'm like, that's ridiculous. That's like people were flipping out about the coffee cup thing with McDonald's, which I won't get into, but actually she was right and McDonald's was very wrong in that one. But so I'm looking at this thing. Apparently half this roller coaster is in the water. So yeah, so half this roller coaster is in the water. And then on top of that, it's right near a lake that has a ton of ducks already in there. And then I'm looking at it, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm thinking in my head, like, like a baseball is not exactly a very heavy thing. You get hit by that, you're done. Like you get knocked out in 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what kind of force would it happen if you got hit by this duck? So, you know me, I like to do the math. I'm doing the math. 73 miles an hour is the top speed of this roller coaster. Assuming the 73 mile an hour is where they were at. If you got hit by a duck, according to the mathematical laws of Newton's laws of physics here, it's anywhere from 675 to 1,600 pounds of force, depending on the weight of the duck. That's the one variable I don't have.
What was the top? What kind of duck was it? Because you can find the average weight of the duck and the speed that it could fly at.
I was trying to do that, but I couldn't figure out what kind of duck. I legit was trying to figure that out.
Chuck Liddell punches that.
I was thinking in my head, like, think about it. If you got smacked in the head with 600 pounds,
that's what they got to get punched in the face.
That's worse. I gotta imagine that's worse.
Depends who.
She was knocked unconscious and everything. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look
yeah. Nice.
Okay, so the average punch is generates anywhere between 150 and 200 pounds of force. The smallest duck would have been 600 and some odd pounds. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, crazy stories. Anyway, go on, sir.
Nice. All right, going up. 425. You got the Chiefs going in to Buffalo. The Chiefs are 2-point favorites in this game. The over-under in this game is at 52.5 points. And everything in my heart tells me this is going to be the over. Other than that, El Paso for me, because there's a lot of things around this. And it's not the playoffs. Bills typically have KC's number when it's not the playoffs. But the Bills, they are coming off a bye, have not looked good this year. They lost to Atlanta. They almost let the Saints beat them. Like, this is
the Chiefs look great, though.
They've looked great the past 3-4 weeks of football.
I'm just saying.
They did not start off hot at all. You're 100% right.
I'm glad we were the Chiefs get right game.
Well, we must have been, because they've been averaging about 30 points a game since then, which is the highest score in the NFL right now. And they just look way better in offense. They look like the offense that won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And not the offense of the last couple of years where they just put up 17, 18 points. They put up 30-plus points a game in the past 4 weeks. So, yeah, give me Kansas City to win this game. Give me Kansas City to cover, because obviously they're favorites here. I do think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. I probably wouldn't bet this game unless we're doing this podcast, but here we are.
Here we are.
Giving you my bets because I just want a fun game. I'm just going to bet the over 100%.
I just hope both teams have fun.
Yeah. Yay, football. Sports ball.
Listen, you already said it. The Bills win the regular season. The Chiefs win the postseason. It's the regular season. Bills over. Done.
Done, and done.
All right. Sunday night.
Night.
The Seahawks at the Commanders, which you wouldn't think a couple of years ago, that'd be a great matchup. But this could be a decent matchup. They're both two teams that we're still trying to figure out what they are. Seahawks definitely been playing a whole lot better lately than the Commanders. The Commanders also had Jaden Daniels with injury issues and all. So listen, I'm going to pick the Seahawks to win this. I'm picking the Commanders, though, to beat the spread. I feel like this is going to be a really close, like last-minute kind of game. I really do. So I'm going to pick the Commanders to go ahead and beat the spread at that point. They're like they lose by like a field goal, which puts them half a point up there with a 3.5 point spread there. So, but overall, I think it's going to be a pretty low-scoring game. The Commanders, obviously, defensive coach team, Seahawks defensive coach team. See what we got here, but I think 47 is a little high. I think you'll probably be, a little bit shy of that. It'd be like the mid 40s kind of range at that point. There's where to end up there. So I'm going to go Seahawks, Commanders under.
Yeah. Listen, both teams are trying to figure themselves out, but the Seahawks and Darnold have figured themselves a lot better. 5-2. They're sitting at the top of that division pretty soundly, pretty happy. Right now, they've been playing a lot better football. I'm going to take the Seahawks to win this game, and I do think they cover this because you got Daniels. Yes, he was out the past 2 weeks with a hamstring injury, and he's coming back to play a tough defense. I think his run's going to get limited. I do think he's going to throw the ball. He's going to have time to throw the ball down the field, and I do think it's going to get a little saucy in the end. And I think it's going to go to over because they're going to be playing behind football where they have to toss the ball back and forth. So give me the Hawks in the over.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. What were you going to say? Sorry.
No, actually, it's funny because something else has popped up on my screen about these escaped monkeys. My search stuff is going crazy now thanks to between ducks getting smacked in people's faces and monkeys. Apparently, the monkeys were 40 pounds each. 40-pound monkeys carrying COVID, hepatitis C, and herpes aggressive to humans.
Are they rabbit too? Do they have rabies?
Might as well. What the hell? Why not?
You're right.
Solid.
And they got knives, switchblades.
Yeah, like it's. I'm just trying to. How does this happen? Why are you transporting these animals?
Test monkeys. I guess.
Why are you even doing this as animals? How many diseases are you putting in one monkey?
Right.
And why are they aggressive towards humans? And here's the worst part.
Well, probably because they gave them herpes, COVID, and whatever else that they got, and they have switchblades. That's why.
Oh, here you go. Here's a fun one for you. How did they find out they're aggressive towards humans? Like that doesn't sound like a guess. They're not saying they may be. They say they are aggressive towards humans.
Shoot on sight.
Seriously, goddamn. And what's crazy is on top of that, they're saying this species of monkey usually is anywhere from 9 to 26 pounds. These ones are 40 pounds. What do they do to these things? I'd be pretty pissed off too. I'm twice the size I'm supposed to be. You gave me like 7 STDs.
Yeah. Give them steroids, pumping iron, smoking cigarettes.
It's ridiculous. Oh,
they give them that prison cocktail, they get juiced.
Oh, it's insanity. All right. Go for the last one, Rob.
Monday Night Football. You got the Cardinals playing the Cowboys with the over-under at 54 points, which is the highest over-under of the week. So kudos to this game. And listen, I think it's going to be another saucy game where they get a little over here because that's what these teams do.
A little barbecue sauce.
Yeah, barbecue sauce. Listen, you got Arizona and give me them baby back.
Get in my belly.
Listen, Dallas is coming off a tough loss.
Is that a baby? No, it's not a baby. It's a monkey with 6 diseases. The choices look supposed to be.
Hepatitis C.
Oh my god!
Smoking a cigarette, reading nudie magazines.
Between that and the duck thing, I just don't know. Like now, I'm scared of roller coasters and random abandoned trucks that are broken down to the side.
If you see a monkey on the side of the road, you don't feed it.
Yes, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, rule of life.
Oh my gosh.
I'm getting a little crazy here.
So,
I think this is a little fall from grace. Get a little more crazy. I think the Cards have a chance to win this game. There's something about
they have a chance. With this Cowboys defense, there's always a chance.
I think they win this game, they cover this game, and I think it's an over. I think it's going to be a back and forth shootout to the end. Listen, definitely the Cowboys could win this game, but there's something in my gut to tell me that just the way that the Cowboys have been playing, and they got a little loose, and I feel like they got exposed in Denver. Coming back after a tough loss, I think could crumble a little bit.
Got exposed?
So, yeah, the offense. They had they were playing great without CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb plays in that game. This Denver sees how to stop this game, how to stop the Cowboys, and they shut them down.
Yeah, well, listen,
that's it. The Cardinals are going to shut them down, but they're going to play a better game plan.
It's the Cardinals, so therefore I'm going to say the Cowboys still win. And let's be honest, based on how they're playing this year, Dak is the best player in the field.
Yes, he has every right to be a nomination talk for MVP.
Yeah, they should have like best player on a shitty team award.
Yeah,
I feel like that's something like if you're able to excel with no talent around you.
Best player on a below 500 team. That's a nice way to say it.
Something. I think shitty team.
Yeah,
having a big
Roger Goodell comes out for the MVP and the most shittiest team award goes to Dak Prescott. You're on the shittiest team out there.
Just give him like a poop emoji trophy, and you can put the little poop emoji thing like on his jersey, like they do with the Walter Payton Award. At that point, no disrespect to the Walter Payton Award. It'd just be funny to see, a Dookie on the jersey of Dak Prescott.
I think it's a way that Dookie with pride.
Yeah, I earned this. But yeah, I'm gonna pick the Cowboys. I'm gonna pick the Cowboys to win. I'm definitely picking the over. 54 points on over under. That's just telling me that Vegas wants me to bet under. They think this is going to be ridiculously high.
And it's going to be in the 70s to 80s.
Yeah, it's
going to be the weather where they're playing at. That's probably what it's going to be.
They're going to have more points scored than STDs and the escape batch.
All those monkeys together.
God, Saturday. All right, guys. Well, that's going to call it a night for us here. We'll be back, of course, again for you guys on Sunday doing our game day action here, where I'll be there with play-by-play, and Rob and I will be there together for the post-game coverage there of the game. So if you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe,
ring that bell,
share. Come on aboard for the fun. Sunday we'll be here. Hopefully the Giants actually win a game. Like I said, this is a possible win, guys. This is not we have no shot in hell. Let's be honest, if it comes down to one team making a big mistake or a right move, it'll probably be the 49ers making the good move because the coach. But, we have a chance. So we're saying there's a chance. As always, guys, we are live every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, along with that game day action we talked about a moment ago. Live, of course, on YouTube, the preferred platform of the show, along with, of course, Facebook, Twitter/X, Twitch, and, of course, Rob's favorite, my LinkedIn profile. And of course, as always, we're available the next day on all the audio podcast platforms: Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, all the big ones there. Again, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that thumbs up, share, tell a friend about the show. Appreciate you guys for watching, listening as always. And as always, Giant fans, go G-Man! Go G-Man! G-Man!
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please,